the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers? It's the coach from Brothas N Bets, and yes, sir. I know y'all probably looking at him like, damn, this boy been partying. Well, man, it's the New Year's. It's the New Year's. I'm on my telly right now. I got my 1747 that I've been 1738 that I've been killing, watching the college football, making some money, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Marley couldn't be here today. He had some unexpected stuff, so I was leaning heavily on him to provide. Do all the production and stuff because I'm out and about. I don't have my equipment and none of that. But we here. We still grinding. We still Brothas N Bets. Shout out to Marley. Shout out to everybody who's been following us. I know I've been dropping hella videos for my quick picks in college basketball and college football. So right now I think I'm sitting at 7-6. Little fell back a little bit, but we hit big with that Tennessee, and I kind of knew they was gonna hit money line. I put my money on the money line, but don't want to take too long because I am locked in on this Alabama minus the 7. Roll Tide. Shout out to the boy. Man, it's been a minute. SBO was good, man, if you're in here. But I'm going to keep this real quick. I am going to post my quick picks later, so let's jump right into it. And we're going to talk about the first playoff game between the number 3 TCU Horned Frogs taking on the Michigan Wolverines, who are sitting at number 2. TCU 12-1 on the year, 9-3-1 against the spread, while the Michigan Wolverines are 13-0 on the year, 8-4-1 against the spread. This line actually opened up in favor of Michigan, -9. Right now, that line's at -7.5. The total opened up at the total opened up at 60, but right now you can catch it at 57.5. Get to some actual factuals right now for TCU. Man, and I gotta say, yeah. I caught Alabama at 7.5. Actually, a great gambling G. He took them first half -4.5. I knew TCU was gonna not TCU. I knew Kansas was gonna come out scrappy, but hey, that SEC talent should take over in the second half. SBL, so we should be good on that. Anywho, back to this the first game of the college playoffs. We gonna ride with before I give my pick, let me give you these actual factuals. TCU did lose in the Big 12 championship against Kansas State, who's currently taking on the Roll Tide, 31-28. Right now, they're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 times. The overs also hit 4 out of the last 6 times whenever TCU's playing as an underdog. And they're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games played in the month of December. As for the Michigan Wolverines, they won the Big Ten championship 43-22 against Purdue. They're 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games, 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games going up against a Big 12 conference opponent, 16-0 straight up when they're favorites. And the overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games whenever they play in the month of December. With that being said, there hasn't really been too many key transfers out of these games. You would expect a lot of them want to play. Unlike Michigan, they do have a couple of players who have Ohio State, who do have a couple of players that did opt out of their game, which is weird because you got a chance to win a natty. But anywho, honestly, man, I like TCU plus the 7.5 on this. In fact, let me take a shot real quick for them Texas boys, man. I like TCU plus the 7.5, and to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if they win outright. Honestly, I want them to win outright. But college football is always good when you have Michigan winning, and they are winning. But hey man, I gotta ride with the Texas boys. I like them plus 7.5. I do think the defense. I do think we got a lot of speed. I think we can match up. Now, the biggest issue is going to be that interior, fighting in the trenches. I'm a trenches guy. I played in the trenches, coached the trenches. It's going to come down to the trenches. Can the 3-3-5 defense hold up against this power, old school ground and pound? We're gonna bring multiple tight ends out when it's short yardage. Michigan offense, we shall see, but I think they can stick around, win the 7.5. Honestly, Michigan first half doesn't look like a bad bet at all because TCU is definitely a second half team. But with all that being said, you can catch me with TCU as an official play. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm the coach. Marley Betts could not make it. He had an emergency this morning, so I'm holding it down. Bear with me. I know I look like crap, but we've been partying, we've been gambling. It's the New Year's. Happy New Year's Eve, and to everybody tomorrow for the NFL, Happy New Year's. Let's get into it. The main event, for obvious reasons, because you got the number one team, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the number 14, barely slid in Ohio State. This game is going down 8 o'clock in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. This is the Peach Bowl. Ohio State 11-1 on the year, 5-6-1 against the spread, while the Bulldogs 13-0 on the year, as we know, 7-6 against the spread for the season. Now, this line did open up in favor of Georgia -7. But man, that thing's gone all the way down to 5.5. I mean, and there's a lot of books right now that got it at 5. There are some 6, but as a consensus, I'm looking at more 5.5, more 5s than anything right now. The total opened up at 61.5. Right now, you can catch it at 62 as a consensus. There are some 62.5s out there as well. Injury reports right now for Ohio State, as I said, one of the receivers, Smith Najamba, he is out. He's not going to play in this game. He's decided to opt out, but he has been dealing with a couple injuries. And this Ohio State team in general has been dealing with a lot of injuries. While, Georgia, we already know Nolan Smith, he's been knocked out for most of the season. Wide receiver McConkey, he is questionable for this game, as well as linebacker C.J. Washington's questionable also. Last time we seen Ohio State, they lost in the rivalry game against Michigan. They got thumped at home, 45-23. And last time we seen Georgia, they won in the in the SEC championship. They beat LSU 50-30, hung up some points against them boys. Let me get to the actual facts real quick for Ohio State before the game comes back on, because we do got money riding on that. Ohio State's 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. The overs hit 9 out of the last 10 games. They are 2-6 against the spread in the last 8 games whenever they play against an SEC conference opponent. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games in the month of December, and 16-4 against the spread in the last 20 games when playing as an underdog. That's a pretty good statistic. Georgia, actual factuals. The unders hit 10 out of the last 15 games. They are 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games whenever they play against an opponent from the Big Ten Conference. 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games in the month of December. The overs hit 4 of the last 6 games whenever UGA is playing as a home favorite. So, with all that being said, we got Ohio State and Georgia. It's been a long night, fellas and ladies. Ohio State and Georgia, the spreads keep going down. Obviously, the sharps know something that we don't know. That's why a lot of money's coming in. Of course, the public's going to take Georgia just because it's Georgia. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not getting fooled for this one. Georgia reloaded on defense with athletes on every level that could be first-round draft picks. Sexton Bennett, Icy Bennett, he is playing hell of a season right now. And that last showing for Ohio State. Now, granted, they got the whole world against them right now. Hey, man, y'all suck. Y'all got whooped at the crib by a running team. What you think you're going to do with a team that's bigger and faster and stronger that likes to run the ball? But I'm riding with them Georgia Bulldogs -5.5. I don't want to hear none of that. Ohio State got I don't want to hear none of that. I'm not bucking this Georgia team in the playoffs ever again. I'm not. Georgia minus the 5.5 official play. We gonna get it. We gonna get this money, man. So hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody supporting us, man. Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Don't become a statistic. Be sure to lock in. I'm doing my thing right now, college basketball. We haven't started doing our college basketball shows yet. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting. Shout out to Cash. Shout out to Puff Sports. Shout out to Big Boss. Shout out to all the day ones that have been following us, man. Happy New Year. This has been a great year for us. A lot of shit been going on, but we definitely looking for some money, for everybody to make money, everybody to keep grinding into the new year. So be sure to hit the like, subscribe, follow us on our platforms, because if we don't go live with one or provide picks for one, we provide others. Also, if you're interested, hit your boy up for your VIP picks in the college basketball. That's the one sport I 100% feel confident in right now. 22-11 right now. Could have been 2-0 yesterday. Goddamn, UCLA decided yesterday that they did not want to show up and play, but whatever. We'll bounce back. Trust me, we'll bounce back this week. But with all that being said, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Eric Ransom, UGA's covering that 6.5 easily. Yes, sir. Probably 10 to 14 point. Yeah, I'm with you, Ransom. They should blow their ass out, man. We shall see, though. But it's Ohio State. You know, we already know the media, especially everybody at ESPN, is Ohio State bias. So we don't know. We'll see. But my official plays, like I said, TCU plus 7.5. And don't be surprised if they went outright. And I like Georgia minus the 5.5. Let's do a toast to everybody who's been tuning in to Brothas N Bets. Happy New Year's. And we are out. It's your boy.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be